You thought you were about to go into the video game. I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking of Spoon 1000. I thought I was going to go into the video game that I'm about to watch. And to be honest, you are my door fans. I'm just going to take you there right now. In style. Yeah. Style indeed. Here we go. Warning. For those who are under 21, yes, I'm looking at you and telling you, cannot allow to watch this video, episode, series, or even playlist without your parents' permission. If you are watching this without your parents' permission, then you are a silly person. It's not my fault, it's your fault. You have been warned. Hello, everybody, everyone. Age done, boys, girls, and true ages, and all them. It is me, Superior 9000, but you call me Superior. Yes, I swear to give you without the radio of the future. I've been created entrepreneur, extraordinary influencer, pro game streamer, actor, model, anchor, writer, broadcaster, and future wrestler. And yes, that's right, my doing fans. You read time. Back once again, playing and continuing stories. Story series of Amorous. The story continues. Now, before we get down into the video game business, just gonna put down 3 bits cuts down. That'll be the end of my turn. That's right during the end of the recording streaming session. And if you're new to this channel, please press the red button to subscribe, press the button to follow, and then press the green button to like, follow, subscribe, and support. And which press those 3 buttons, you officially join the Superior 9000 Empire Corporation International Industry Enterprise. Make the channel bigger, better, stronger, and more noticeable in the future to all other social media account platforms and game streaming channel account platforms. Here we go. Right. Let's give it a little cool. So long as Lex doesn't start up a dream game, it might be nice to hang out again. And just in case, my drivers, we are going to save it at this point. You never know. Oh, there we go. We've got a ring. Hey, Spear. Hey, Lex. Have you got a moment? Sure, dude. What's hoping you're cool. Yeah. Had admit it was nice than I expected to hear say that. Lex said, yeah. So, what's up? Spear said, I was wondering if you wanted to hang out again. I said, hell yeah. That sounds awesome, actually. I did get a text earlier from the gang wanted to hang out. Would you be up for it? And interested in for that? Of course. People said, sure. The gang, do I need to be worried? He said, nah. I don't mean like a literal gang. Just the guys. And yeah, maybe I'll leave out the ammo stuff. Get too much of the amount of that. But they are good people. Spear said, so you're going to warn us again? I said, nah, not this time. It's a surprise. I'll come and pick you up later tonight. Spear said, anything I need to bring? Except a flashlight and maybe a jacket or something. probably wouldn't dress up too fancy either. Suppose that, are we going caving or something? Something like that. I'm not gonna spoil it and give you a chance to back out, haha, Lex said. Suppose said, okay, I'll quit being a dork about it. I said, don't entirely quit that, just be yourself, dude. I'll swing by at, say, 9 PM. Lex said. Spear said, of course, see you then, Lex. Next reply, see Spear click. I guess I have a little time to kill beforehand. Plenty of time to grab a jacket. Okay, flashlight, something to wear at night. I've got the room for something else if I need it, you said. Oh, Bluetooth. Might be fun, definitely need that. Ping. Next I've just pulled up. Guess I'll be going. Time to go. Next said, yo dude, ready to go? Spear said, sure, hey. Kirby, I'm heading out. I'll probably be back late. Kirby like, okay. Oh, come on. Combo attack? Over here. You kids have fun. That's Kirby for ya. This was my first time in that car. It was pretty nice model. Not a fancy sports car, but seems well loved. Certainly put my own car to shame, with the empty water bottles and receipt coat around the front seat. The car was well maintained, despite that they mentioned owning it for years. There was a slight wooden smell of warm tobacco, or maybe even cigarettes or vapes, what you want to call it, that made me think of my grandparents' house. Let's play a disc jockey from a media player hooked it into the sound system. Lex didn't seem like they dealt with the sound system much at first, but considering the edge of the car, the USB connected to the hardware, and the clarity of the guitars that came through the speakers proved otherwise. Definitely better than tiny sounds ones that struggle to play along in my own car. Despite what I thought with the sporty car model and the torn hands, Lex was pretty safe drive. Almost cures and took each turn with impressive precision on the push and pull of the wheel, never crossed the hand or letting go the way my dad would, terrified with. We had the car to ourselves. I suppose we be meeting their friends out there whenever we're going. We weren't heading into the city, that's for sure. As we hit the main route out into the away from the coast. Hey, so are you gonna tell me what's going on yet? I'm starting to feel like I should have a bag on my head like in the movies, Superior said. Lex replied and said, I guess I could tell you we're going and gonna go exploring. Superior said, like out in the woods? Lex said, nah, not the woods. Well, it's near the woods, but closer to the sea. There's this big old factory. It was an old progressing plant for a newspapers company, or a stationery, I think. Anyway, it's this creepy abandoned building. Who's it? Are we breaking in? Nah, this place is so fucked up. You can pretty much just exit in and out. Maybe boost it in through the window at worst. That bother you, dude? That just sounds pretty fun actually. I said, hell yeah, it's an old building in the middle of nowhere. Kids go there all the time to explore around. It'd be fun. Anyway, it'd be less weird and more than like introducing you to everyone at Waters. Unless you wanna play 20 questions all night. Like said. Spear replied and said, fair point, well, cool. I said, here we are. Pulled up in a small parking lot next to the Raggedy Public Park. There was only other car there, which I'm assuming was Alex's friends. As we got out, Alex lit up a cigarette and puffed it out first cloud into the brisk night air. Fully checking our surroundings. Alex said we should get a move on. That's Cassie's and Taylor's car. Crossing back over the road where the building were, Spencer for the first order of business was a quick off-road ramble. The light of the moon above made it easy enough to see, and tracing through the trees a little way, I finally got a good look at the abandoned building. It was sitting alone beyond a narrow clearing that might have been corporate maintained break area, just by a couple of wooden pickup tables that had rotten through to the mush. The building itself loomed over a small loop of cracked asphalt that most of the grass were doing their best to reclaim, aka taking over. It looks like the majority of the building was it's got 2 stories were warehouse with an office building attached on the side. The structure was starting to look like a mossy, and the company name was all but sun blanched of the existent Tomtech maybe, or Kentech. A target waited for us at the ominous monolith above the trees. But before that, the sound of the voice and glow of the flashlights between us and the building suggested that Nick's friends were waiting for us. Beyond an overgrown prickly bush, 3 figures caught sight of us and waved us over with a quick cheer. Cassie said, there you guys are. You must be Superior, right? Who said, yep. Hey, yes. Hey guys, nice to meet you all. He said, cool. The group were a little electric, but I expected that from Lex, punk-ish style of dress and music. Lex did say that the friends got them out of the show a little. More the 3 of us tried the party early, beers in hands, I guess when you're planning to sneak out of the building without permission. Drinking in public is the least of their worries. Considering their closeness, 2 of them looked like a couple, or at least a little more than friends. The other guy seemed a little more baby-faced than the other 2. So, interesting and the red wolf with the flames marking. There is Kazi, the link girl with the talons who is attached to his hip is Taylor. So okay, that's Kazi. Hey again. Haha, Kazi said. Taylor said, nice to meet you, Spear. Nice to meet you too, Taylor. Lex said you are pretty cool. Well, I do have a certain reputation. I don't know about that, but cool to meet you all. And last but not least, Lex said. Our portable disco ball, Jade. She said, hey, like to think I bring a little levity to the situation. Anyway, Kaz doesn't get lost in the dark when I'm around. Cause he's like, ha, that happened like one time. Tay said, you have to forgive Jay Superior. He might be a microwave in that fest, but he's a good guy. I like your positive energy, Taylor. Superior said, nothing to forgive. The Foxley hybrid with the bright markling title on his head. My way, a moment trying to puzzle me out. She said, Taylor is just jealous that someone here has some affinity. Hey, speaking of waves, you don't know someone called Kirby, right? Okay. Who said, yeah, he's... Actually, yeah, he's my stepbrother, the Blue Oven, and how do you know him? It's a small world, I knew it. I chat online with Kobe sometimes. I thought I recognized you from the background of one of Kobe's cam chats. So he said, huh, weird coincidence. Jade winkled with a hint of a smirk. Now that I think about it, I might have seen him and Kobe chatting at the Amorous too. He certainly seemed like he fit in there. Like might have teased about the glowing markings, but they were pretty landing lights at the athletic body. He was more than a little cute, cuter than Lex in a way, but and that cheeky wink. He was heartbreaking, alright, certainly. Someone Kirby would get along with. So, Lex, you mentioned another friend the other day. Jake, was it? Is he coming too? Superior said. Lex said, yeah, hey, have any of you heard from him? He bailed on me the other day too. Taylor said, you didn't hear? He rolled his bike pretty bad when he was out of town. Shit, is he okay? Taylor said, yeah, he's fine. He was visiting his uncle or something, or state. Anyway, he was to get the bike repaired, and he's been out there a while, waiting on that. He's not hurt or anything, but when he called about feeding his snake, he was using his uncle's house phone. Maybe his phone got smashed up or something. I said, well, mystery solved. Doesn't need one of us to drive out there. They said, nah. You know how he is. He said there's maybe some work at the garage there for him. So he might be out there for a while, paying off the bike. Well, they are expensive these days. Casito said, I told him I could take a look at the bike. A road trip up there sometime might be fun. Anyway, I guess we should hang out in the bushes all night, right? An adventure awaits. As we made our way through the bushes and overgrown tangle of the wild grass between us and the building, I could see why Lex had advised to bring a flashlight. My phone wouldn't really have to help cover me against the scenario of creepy vines and low-hanging branches. It would be even worse inside. Picked our way through slowly and we got closer to the path. It became a little easier than the old cracked parking lot cut through much of the undergrowth, but the more experienced team of explorers kept at our left as we walked through the bushes. There was a lot too close to the road. hence why we had parked a few minutes away to save being seen. Okay, this part is pretty bit tricky. All the doors down here are tightly locked, but one of the guys at the bar said that one of the sliding windows along the office block had the latch broken and you can't just get in that way. We just gotta check along the side here. Taylor said, "So Superior, you seem pretty cool. Where you meet Lex?" We continued chat as we walked along the side of the building, rounding the corner from the parking lots back out of the side road. Cassie and Lex checked in the windows. She said, ha. She said, pardon? Sorry, I mean, obviously. But you wouldn't like running blindfolded around the city, right? Like I said, kind of. I was waiting on Jake, and Superior bumped into me in a parking lot when I was asking for a smoke. Superior said, yeah, I think the thing you asked was if you seen Jake anywhere. You looked like kind of pissed off and scary actually, but in the end we chatted for a while. Taylor gave the two of us a knowing that smart was the most way to smoke. You two are cute, it said. Lex seemed to ignore it and waved it off. Cassie replied, haha, got it. About halfway round the side of the building, Cassie found the window in question and slid it open to a dusty abandoned office beyond, darting our flashlights through. The room was dominated by an old desk. Someone had dragged it below the window to help with the climbing through. The room itself had been the site of a store of papers and trash that now competes the floor. Lex said, ready to go? Spear said, sure. We climbed through and slide the frosted glass window back closed. We were immediately left to use our torches. It was surprising how dark it was as we went out into the old hallway. I was suppose living in the city you get used to the streetlights or even only lights of the building catching on the clouds. There wasn't even starlight in here. It was black. It was a black hole. The officer seems to be a simple square all halfways we moved through. I was reminded of the bit Easter egg here, Scooty Doo team on the cartoon. The five of us clutching a flashlight, exploring a dedicated building. Maybe a police force was a better example. Looking up at the nest of the spyware, he seemed to have fallen down. Checking it out and opened the door as we passed it the earlier abandoned rooms. There were some scars of as down the hall. Someone had run along with the blunt object, maybe a pipe scorch in the wall, and some of the rooms looked like might have crashed there for a night of the lit. Some small fires, but Cass assumed that dust on the desktop by the window meant that no one had been here for a while, otherwise we wouldn't have entered. We passed by the set of stairs up the second floor. Jay nudged me with his shoulder towards it. Jay said, that's the real challenge up here. dare you? His voice seemed to echo up the up-shaped staircase, bouncing off the mid-floor and landing where his torch lit a sight that only, and resonating away in the unseen level overhead. The stairs looked sturdy, at least, and the inside didn't have any water damage that half worried. One weekend, the floors, like I said, you don't have to disappear. This place is creepy as shit already. Jesus, that's the point. It's totally horror movie fodder. Ooh ha 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 ha. Jay turned his flashlight under the chin to light his glowy face surlily. We laughed at his voice, evil laugh, but the quiet reason of his voice in all of the hollowed out rooms caused harsh sound to catch on the open doors and amplify. Louis Jane was a little at the effect. Like I said, I'm surprised. We're superior on this one. Cassie replied, you know, the roof up there is actually pretty cool. Like I said, no way, dude. Straight, like I said, no way. Cassie went, oh, here we go, chap, but it seems like the office room for, yeah, it leads to the break room. Then, the warehouse. Oh, I wonder where we're going, my Dory fans. Bingo. I was right. Bingo. Bingo. I think it must be. Anyway. Right, there was a covered room beyond the warehouse manager office, and a pasta stained old carpets, and a modded little nook that might have been a kitchen at one point. We found on our way out into the huge room where the warehouse itself. The warehouse seems like it was useful packing, judged by the ancient shred of boxes and plastic of industrial shrink and wraps machines that seemed to be rusted for the floor at the center of the spreading carpet stain. Back of the wall of the warehouse was particularly circled by an ancient roller conveyor for a parcel that led to a large set of shutters. My guess was that they did a lot of shipping. Any additional equipment in here had probably been sold off at a scrap, with only a few broken material shelves somewhere in a heap near one of the set of shutters, but the major score was seemingly alien object that had been placed in the center of the room by a earthy adventurer before us, a dusty old soccer ball waiting for us like to sad to the Delta globe. Abandoning office worker might have picked up a dozen royal desk chairs in here, or maybe they were wheeled in by some voyagers who had brought the ball later, but with that we had our next few hours laid out. Oh, mates, it might have been childish, but the next hour in the warehouse was midway of games and ended with a rolling chairs through mostly empty surface offices. The chairs covered with the people clinging to the seats of the course. Races soaring round the obscurity and our crowning glory. office chair to a side socket using the particularly deflated old ball. The Bluetooth speakers came in handy as the soundtrack to our flowing around, filling the room with echoey rock music. Over the constant grind of the chair wheels against the large block of concrete and the train light shattering off. Each of the 5 wheels clipped into the seams between slabs. We had set our torches around the perimeter, casting up onto a high ceiling light to the room with a diffused glow of the do-through. Jade and Cassie ended up outscoring us in the office chair soccer, with Lex blamed on the smoking still. No one was upset about it as we sat on the sideline on Korea watching the two compete in the penalty shoot out versus Jade expert goaltending. I sat beside Lex as they all side to side on a convoy rollers, streaming with their booze on the legs of the sample match as we watched the guys playing madly on the chairs trying to kick a staggy ball. Was probably funnier watching from a distance than being there alongside them. Legs pulling and madly. Lex said, "See, I promised there'd be more fun this time." Great call on no speakers too. Makes this place a bit less weird. Spear said, "Hey, I had fun last time too, but I'm really glad you invited me, Lex. This was actually a really cool idea." Lex said, "I'm glad, dude. I figured you'll get on with everyone well enough." Supposedly I is still on the penalty shootout between Cassie and Taylor. Who Taylor wins? Lex fingers traced over my knuckles before squeezing my hand with an equal part tenderness and strength. I let Lex hold my hand, which they wanted to spread my fingers so they could wave theirs with mine against the rugs and a core between us. Lex said, "Dork." Spirit said, "You love it." Lex said, "Yeah, kinda." Cassie, woo, and he wins the official Chair League Cup. The crowd goes wild. Yeah, wow. Like I said, looks like we've got a champ. Before Cassie had much time to celebrate his victory, there came a loud knock on one of the shutters, and Good voice yelled through an unknown, "Oi, who's in there?" Titan security opening up, or I'm opening up for ya. Tia said, "Kakuva, I'm sure that's the language. Spread up." Cassie, "We should hide." She said, "Hide, seriously." Like, "Superior." Oh god, oh god, oh god. The sound of the lock being parted on a side door chased us as we shuddered deeper into the building. Lex and I ran in tandem. A torch was quick on our heels as we looked through the break room. Our game quickly abandoned. I had to snatch up the speakers, muffins, and the sounds against my jacket as the thumb of the button. I rolled the speakers into a darkness of the gears, hoping the sound of the coher blasting out would buy us some time. The sound of the security guard was getting louder. The torches flashed around made it hard to work out where we were. I think it's a square corridor on the inside wall. Cassie and Taylor split to the right. We rushed up the stairs quickly and as quickly as we could. The upstairs corridor was much like the first, besides that someone, maybe the same vandals from downstairs, had dragged 2 tables out into the corridor, make a makeshift barrier, and had sprayed painted fuck you next to the rusty pipe that had been driven into the wall like a barbaric spear. They had used the same spray paint to make it look like the wall was bleeding from the wound. People said no good. Quick, the stairs again. The roof. I hissed through my teeth as we kept climbing the stairs. There was indeed the up section of the stairs. It terminates as the door with a push bar that had a handwritten sign that said something about a smoking area. I guess they did use the roof a lot after all. We snuck through and pushed the door closed as quietly as we could. After checking for a handle on the outside of the course, we were both painting my fingers and thumbs and adrenaline as the 2 of us stumbled down against the door jamb. It was our bodies. Legs' look was the same as mine, their eyes wide with terror, but as a broad grin of excitement. We stayed snuggled there for a couple of minutes, tense, waiting to hear the Scottish roar of the security guard through the door as they rooted us out. Then we really would have nowhere left to run. The cool air had calmly effect on my nerves, and after a long enough wait, it seemed safe to get up and look around the roof. There honestly wasn't much to see. The small square box that housed the stairs back down was only real landmark. Besides, the lower edge of the roof of the warehouse section, I didn't dare to close the low wall edges of the roof, just in case the security guard was prowling the grounds and saw us. But it was easy enough to tell that we'd be undiscovered up here if he hadn't been able to track us up the stairs. Legs shivered up to the standing to the legs and shaky. Then the legs lit up a cigarette and offered me one. We at least had the star lighting above us to light the trees and the city twinkling in the distance like a casino. Cassie was right. The view up here was pretty cool, and from the rivers of the fast food waste and beer bottles, it seemed like the place was still used frequently, maybe by the 100 gang who would thought, to fuck you. And I said, shit, that was intense. Who said, yeah, tell me about it. Hell of a cardio workout through. I hope the others got out alright. Like I said, wheelchair soccer champs, they'd be fine. It's not the first time we had to make a quick escape from somewhere. How did you know to hide up here anyway? Suppose that it was just a lucky guess, I suppose. I said, well, you saved my butt, Superior. Thanks. Superior said, hey, it's the least I could do. Ha ha ha. Not that I really did much besides run for my life, seriously. Next time, can I just have the friend's gradation? I prefer that to get chased through a creepy old building. Lex says, sure. Sure, dude. Do you mind if we go back inside? I shifted it a little uncomfortably. They hadn't moved from the entrance. As people say, it's probably too soon to make a ton of noises with the door. Anyway, we didn't hear the guard's car leave. Why? Next up. Spirit Lex, do you need to take a leak? Lex said, no, gross. Okay. Besides all the ghost killers shit, that had me kinda freaked. I'm not great with heights, especially not on some fucked up old building. Oh, Lex, that's understandable. I set it back there, made a smile, as in pointing over to the side of the roof access building so we could sit away from there immediately at the low wall. So we said, let's chill over there then. I guess we shouldn't storm around up here a bunch anyway. So cool, okay. Sorry, this place doesn't look like it crumbling to pieces or whatever, but I'd rather be looking up at the stars and the cityscapes then looking over the edge of the old wall to the 3 stories below. I guess I couldn't blame Lex there. So he said, hey, so you got your phone, right? Did you bring some headphones? Lex said, yeah, I usually have them in my pocket. Well, let's listen to some music and chill out a bit then. I had enough excitement for the day anyway. We can wait for the guard to drive off, then make our break for it. Spear said, Lex replied, sure. We took a seat side by side against the brick wall, watching the clouds rolling over, a conversation as we shared an earbud each to listen to the guitar skills of one of Lex's favorite bands. They motored the worlds a little as we simply sat for a while, feet tapping to the beat. I remembered what Lex had said about obsessed with the sky-gazing exhibit at the Space Center, and wondered if they were thinking about to the same memory. I have to admit, it might have made me feel a little small, but sitting alone under the sky with Lex also felt like a galactic spotlight on the two of us. Lex said, dude, would it be too gay for you to kiss a girl? No. To be said, let you know, I guess they wouldn't be gay in my case. Either way, I'm not too gay, why? As he clapped out a little, what do you think? Laugh. Lex leaned close and kissed my cheek softly as he settled down to rest the head on my shoulder. I suppose that was a close to the answer I think, or two that I was going to get from Lex. Aww, she gave a little kiss on the cheek. I had my suspicions about her skinny gender. I suppose the attitude and the being small should have thrown me off a little, but there they were female. Lex was quite straight away from looking like a girl. I knew it in school with the same haircut, so I guess it was an easy guess with the British accent. Spear said, thanks, dude. I said, dude, you're mocking me now. After my big dumb heart-to-heart. Spear said, no, it's more. Well, I don't know. I guess interesting people accent kind of well off me. He said, ha, well, not on the roof of a creepy ass building. You don't. Jupiter, back to my place then? Next attempting superior, but I don't want to fuck this up by rushing into it. I know I'm pretty much hyped up by the chase, and I don't want to regret doing things with you when we do. I didn't have to move much, shifted my arm behind legs and turned them so we were face to face. I boasted a smile and met by my own as I leaned in to kiss her lips. My heads to synchronize us, concept and earphones still blasting out her head as I disappeared into the small world that was Alex and me. Next, returning into the kiss, our lips locked in. The husky let out a soft moan as the tongue lapped it up against mine, went over my teeth with the fine own eager to play. The first brought into my jacket, tugging me close, setting my body up against theirs and holding our lips together as my hand around their waist, pulling us close where we sat. I put the kiss button softly. The air between our lips was pat against my face as we were snouts, unable to break contact with each other. Who said, "That's a better first kiss." I see it gently pulling me close so they could slide out of the lap where I sat. Legs wrapped it around my waist, to the knee pressing to the wall as sat on my right. My hands rolled down to the small of their back and tenderly as they gripped my neck as held the hope there to lock me in the eyes. Legs leaned in close so could we connect, fingers running up against my skin as they sat in my lap. I shrank back tenderly, enjoying our moment together as we kissed under the stars. Next, chocolate low playfully breaking the kiss. Spears said, "What?" I said, "Nah, I don't know." In my head, I'm like, "That's stupid hugging is dorky." Then I'm like, "Well, it's superior, so it's okay." Spears said, "I'm flattered." I said, "Oh, fuck off, dude. You're gonna burn all my fucking street cred. You know." Spears said, "Yep, it'll be the KO champs at book clubs from now on." I said, "Yeah, and yoga, and all that stupid shit. So long as I get to see that cute ass in yoga pants. I guess I can deal." Haha, and just a warning, you ain't ever gonna get me in a summer dress or any of that shit. Even around your parents, you wouldn't be the first to fucking try." Spears said, "You look good. You look too good in those pants for me to really want to hide you in a dress anyway." I said, "Okay." I nodded in return and simple smile. It was good to clear the air with them about where we stood, but they weren't exactly the lovey-dovey type. We settled back down to the music and Alex passed the cigarettes over me for to take a drag on. As we shared the headphones, I supported a cuddle. After what was maybe about 15 minutes, we hit the tires of the security guard grind on the surface of the lots and started to roll away towards the road. I guess he made his report and left. We were lucky he didn't check the roof. We made our way back inside and quickly navigate the stairs down. Flashlights back out. We didn't dare to stick around very long, After Kezia called and made a pin line for a window out into the bushes, we slipped out through the trees, trying not to laugh at the excitement of getting away with our little rebellious venture. We hit the road and started to speed up till we were running flat out by the time we got to the little parking lot where Lex's car was. We jumped into the front seat and we were out of the parking lot and off towards the city before I even had time to clip my seatbelt in. My fingers felt electrified from the tension. Lex said, "Oh man, my heart is still beating 1 billion miles an hour." Fuck, seriously, that was a rush. Whew. Spears said, "I know what you mean. Shit, I swear I thought I was gonna see him running down the car like a robot in Exterminator 2. Hey, there he's there. Phew. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack or something." We laughed our way back to the city, riding the height of our escape back and civilization. I said, "Hey, Taylor's smoking at us," had me thinking, am I doing alright at this whole thing, dude? He said, "Well, you said you're not to push it. I've been trying to give you that space, that all. I'm fine to take things as they come. Friends first and stuff." Like I said, "You're a pretty awesome superior. I'm not usually the one who ends up doing the chasing, I guess. Still, we were kind of on a date, huh?" We said, "Yeah, well, yeah, right." Like I said, "I don't know, I guess a bar and fucking around in some random old building ain't exactly romantic, but I guess it is kind of a date, yeah, if that's cool with you." "I do keep calling to ask to hang out," Lex, Spear said. I said, "Ha, dude, listen, I'm a fucking dumbass when it comes to that shit sometimes, unless someone comes out and say it." Spear said, "You are crap at this whole dating thing, right?" "Yes, Lex, I formally state that we are on a date." I said, "Fuck off, dude. Thanks for the clearing it up. I'm not exactly ready to call you my boyfriend or any of that crap, but yeah, we're on a trial period." Trial period? He said, "Does that mean we get to make out and relax?" Just, joking. Sorry, Lex. I know this serious stuff isn't your thing. Is it good to know how you feel, though?" That drove me home with the two of us still hyped up from the excitement. First the breaking, and then the excitement of the confrontation with the security guard. And I suppose the drive back had its own sort of sweet joy. Like I was blushing a little. I suppose I was too. We said our goodbyes in the car and I jumped out. I didn't get far inside from the sound of Lex's door opening spun me back around. Lex said, "Superior." There they were, cupping my cheeks with one hand, locking my lips together before I could open my mouth to ask what they were doing. The kiss was full of a deep, grateful sort of passion, and that let me feel Lex of willingness to prove themselves. I returned the kiss, held up against Lex's own until they broke off with a nudge against my snout and a playful slap on the hip. Lex was smoking under a blush that spoke to how they surprised himself as well. Lex said, "Yes, it does mean we get to make out sometimes. Just don't be an arsehole and keep asking. And I'll maybe work up the nerve to do it by myself." Spirit said Lex. Lex replied, "Now, I want to cuddle up on the couch and put some stupid shit on TV and maybe pass out with you, and if I want anything else tonight, I'll tell you, okay?" Who said deal, hun? We end up doing just what Lex had asked for. They lay against me. We topped the night off with the TV and eventually passed out together without the night feeling wasted for not pushing it any further. Honestly, after the adrenaline rush, we barely made it an hour. Lex had to rush out early to get some work done, and while we shared a hug, he didn't seem quite brave enough to add another of the pleasant kiss. Still, I promised to call when I was free next. Well, that was quite surprising. Just in case, we'll save that one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and strangers and all of them, I'm gonna take my 3 face down cards first. I take my first face down card. Describe me, Warzone Legendary, Personal World, Future Champion, and Pokemon Earth. But wait, I'm not done just yet. I take my second face down card. Please press the button to subscribe, press the button to follow, and press the green button to like, follow, subscribe, and support. But wait, I'm not done just yet. I take my third and final face down card, which I like this in the description below. So follow me on social media and Universe World website. And the social media Universe World website are Discord, Steam, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and of course Twitch and Kick. And once you follow, subscribe, and support me, you officially join the Superior 9000 Empire Corporation International Industry Enterprise, which are bigger, better, stronger, and more noticeable in the future to all other social media account platforms and game streaming channel account platforms. The Superior 9000, the game streamer that nobody knows in the future, becoming entrepreneur extraordinary influencer, pro game streamer, actor, model, and broadcaster, and future wrestler. Sign up. Okay, everyone, take care, stay at home, be safe, wash your hands, stupid this away, and of course, most importantly, most importantly, and remember this, wear a mask, and I'll see each one of you on the next video. Right. But before I go, I have one thing to say. Little pro game streamers like myself, also legendary animals, can do big things, especially online video game streaming. All you gotta do is type me in the search, click on the channel, and see what video games I play on. Okay, everyone. Take care, bye, peace, and GG, and I'll see your views, each one of you, on the next episode of Amorous. The story continues. Thank you for flying Superior 9000 Pirate Shed. We have you enjoyed these videos, support, subscribe to this channel and other platforms as well.